Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, has now made over $820 million at the box office, which is, by any reasonable assessment, is a big success for them. Congratulations on them making that much money. A far cry from the $1.3 billion that the original movie made. But as I pointed out in an editorial video I put up this week, how much money do you expect this movie to make without its main star and without its main actor? Do you think Iron Man 3 would have made $1.2 billion if Robert Downey Jr. wasn't in it and Tony Stark wasn't in it? I don't think so. So I think $820 million they've got to feel pretty good about and take it as a win. But now we know when it's coming out on Disney Plus, and it's not a big window. Unlike Top Gun Maverick, which, what did they wait, like 6-7 months?
Just kept making money in the theater.
Yeah, they kept it in the theater. Wakanda Forever is coming out on January 20th on Disney Plus. Now, I get that some may say and ask the question, well, wait a minute, Top Gun Maverick made all that kind of money. Yeah, but this isn't Top Gun Maverick. You could feel it. The momentum of Black Panther's Wakanda Forever's box office run is at the end of its life cycle, right? It's now just making maybe a couple $1 million. It had a really good weekend this weekend because it was the New Year's weekend, big holiday weekend. We saw a lot of films do very well. But really, it's nearing the end of its lifespan in the box office. So for it to come out now on January 20th, that seems reasonable to me. Although if I was Disney on this, I would maybe push it off 1 or 2 more months and then build an actual, because this is such a high profile movie, build a little bit of a campaign pumping up its arrival on Disney Plus. At this point, it's less than 3. It's 2.5 weeks away until they're dropping it on. I would give it a little bit more of a run rate just to give it a push. But other than that, I don't think it's unreasonable for it to come out on January 20th at this point. Anyway, Chris, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to hit Disney Plus on January 20th. Too soon, just right. What do you think?
No, I feel like that's the sweet spot for this. I think this is a really great move. Hopefully, too, this is something that could bolster up Disney Plus subscribers as well. I think this is the right time. I think they gave it their chance doing the theatrical run, and this is exactly when you should do it. January is a pretty slow movie month, too.
Yes.
In theaters, there's not a lot of stuff going there. So if it is remaining in theaters at all, maybe some people would trickle out to it just because there's not a lot of other offerings. But I think from a subscriber-based standpoint, this is a really smart move.
Rob, again, we've talked a lot about this, is about how big is the appropriate time to go from the theatrical, how big should that window be till you drop it on streaming? It's going to be different for every movie. Is this the right one for Black Panther?
I think so. Absolutely, John. If you look at the Black Panther franchise is now a $2 billion franchise. If you average it out over 2 movies, that's huge. And for all the detractors, I know people are going to say, well, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness made more, but
Doctor Strange still had Benedict Cumberbatch in it.
Yeah, yes.
So that's a big advantage it had.
What's incredible is now we take an $800 million worldwide gross for granted.
We really
only
do.
800 million. 5 years ago, we would never say that. And it's incredible that the MCU, that was the 30th MCU movie, made $800 billion. Talk about staying power. This is incredible. And I think that they we got Quantumania opening on the 17th of February, right?
Yep.
17th of February. They put something on to Disney Plus, and then theatrically they come to dominate, I'm sure. Yes, Ant-Man is at the lower end of their franchise, but in terms of strategy, hey, you put out Wakanda Forever on Disney Plus, and the hype train's already started for
a week or 2 later. You're dropping everyone in theaters.
Yeah, this is how you run a franchise. It's pretty amazing. And if you think about it, and if you look at the theatrical, you go from Thor: Love and Thunder. It was not out of the theaters very long before Wakanda Forever comes along, or before Love and Thunder goes on to Disney Plus. You get Wakanda Forever coming out. This is a money train that I wish I was on.
It's funny. You bring this up. How we've come to take for granted that $820 million is, that's how successful Marvel has been, that, an $820 million film. And some people look at that, and it's just kind of funny that it illustrates. And again, I am a big fan of the DC movies. I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies, but I'm just putting this out there, is that it's funny how a DC movie comes out. This kind of illustrates the difference between the realities of Marvel and DC right now. A DC movie comes out, And people are trying to find ways to explain making just $300 something million, like under $400 million for a Black Adam movie was somehow successful. But that a Marvel movie making over $800 million, well, maybe that wasn't so successful. I mean, it just kind of illustrates the difference in the realities they're playing with. Again, why DC needs a major restart at this point. But
I mean, also collectively, John, they borrow money to make these movies.
yes, they do. Yeah.
And so they're on a rotating, like paying back the interest on these movies. It's not just because that always, in terms of making a movie earn out, you have to think about studio overhead, you have to think about interest payments. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has a really nice, talk about cash flow. I'd love to have a business that had the cash flow of just the MCU because it's pretty damn good.
And by the way, I've been seeing a lot of people mention, because I did this editorial video over the weekend, but a lot of people saying, well, John, it didn't play in China. If it had played in China, it would have easily made $1 billion. No, it wouldn't have. The first Black Panther movie played in China, and it made, with Chadwick Boseman in it, it made $100 million in China. If it had played in China without Chadwick Boseman and without T'Challa, it would have made less than $100 million. So even if it had played in China, it still wouldn't have made $1 billion, but still $820 million.
And if it opened there, they still would have had to contend with COVID.
Yeah, there still wouldn't have a lot of
so
stuff
it
there
wouldn't
going
have
on.
been what they thought it might.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. If you're a fan of the film, you're not going to have to wait too long. January 20th, apparently, is when it's going to drop on Disney+. Is this too fast for this movie? Is it the right amount of time? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. This holiday season, the best deal in wireless can only be found at Mint Mobile. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you get another 3 months for free. Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home with eSIM, while saving tons on phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know I've been using Mint Mobile long before this holiday deal, and I have to say it is the perfect time to switch. I have absolutely loved using Mint Mobile, and like I've told you guys many times, I am now spending less than 1/3 of what I used to spend under one of the other major mobile carriers. And now with the whole buy 3 months, get 3 months free deal, it's even better. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. Or if you need a new device, for a limited time, get 6 months of free service when you buy a select device and plan. So guys, for a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 more months for free by going to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.